tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, susceptible now before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible now before the moment flies.
Hey, what's going on, guys? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Locked In Podcast. After a solid 2 weeks of just kind of lining things up, we're back with episode 112, where tonight we're back with another sports episode. And of course, you know, we had to cover the NFL Divisional Weekend that's coming up right now. So obviously, you know, we were going to cover that coming up, especially with the Birds being in it. You know, we're Philadelphia. This podcast is based in Philadelphia. You know, we got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Giants, and a lot of good matchups this weekend, so that's what we're going to be covering. As always, I'm your host for the evening, Steve Ushler, and I'm joined by two returning guests and one that is coming in. But welcome back to the podcast, guys. Marius Raffaelli and Rob LaVenture. Marius, what's up? Rob, what's up?
What's up, bro? How are you, man?
What's going on? Happy New Year to everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you fellas as well. Likewise. I'm glad to be back with y'all. You know, we always kill it on these sports ones. Like, these sports ones are like, these are like gold here. And of course, you know, the Eagles absolutely, in my opinion, should win this game this week. But you just never know. You know, sports is, you know, it's one game elimination. So we might not be talking about the Birds until next year. So had to get an episode in here on this one. Really excited for what the Eagles might be doing. But as always, I thank you guys for coming back and supporting the podcast.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Anytime, man. Always a pleasure to be on with these sports episodes.
It's a pleasure to talk about the Birds, man. As always.
Of course, man. We got the platform right here for it. So, you know, to hop on the mic and talk about this type of stuff, you know, is always good. And I'm liking the time slot. The Saturday night slot, I think, is like perfect. Like it's going to be crazy. You know, most people work on Mondays, right? Sunday is always a good day for football, but Sunday night, everybody works the next day. Saturday, man, it's chill. Like Saturday night, the time slot, I thought it was like perfect. I'm like, what'd you guys think about that time slot? I liked it.
Yeah, it can go both ways, though. If we lose, everybody's going to have a crappy Saturday night.
That's a good point.
But we're not thinking like that. So, the time slot is perfect. Saturday night, Eagles get the W, and then they go off to celebrate, make the Saturday night even better.
That's actually a good point. That's a good point. I didn't think about that, but you're absolutely right. Because, you know, if we lose and then Sunday, you got to see the other two. You got to see the Cowboys play. And, like, you don't want to see that, you know, after we just lost. Man, we'll get into those matchups, too. We can briefly I don't want to spend too much time on a wild card weekend, but we can briefly go into that, too, you know, just cover, you know, what kind of happened. I was honestly I thought the Cowboys should have won that game, you know, obviously, but I think Cowboys fans, because they finally got a playoff win, it's been a few years since they got one, and Now I feel like they just think they're going to win the Super Bowl. Which
They
is
going crazy. I don't
it
know why
really
they're
are.
going crazy. I'm like, it's the Bucks. Like,
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna blow out the nine. Like, are you the nine? Are y'all crazy? I mean, football, anything can happen, but y'all are crazy to look at the stats and look how good that defense is, and just to think you're gonna go in there and blow them out. It's mind boggling to me. I'm like, yeah, I mean, the stats don't lie. You see what that team can do over there in San Francisco, and I'm happy the Eagles ain't facing them in the second round, to be honest. Like the Giants, I thought was the best matchup we could have in the second round. Maybe besides like the Seahawks, which I mean you knew wasn't happening. They weren't going to beat the Niners, but
the Niners, they're a good team, man. I don't they're the scariest matchup in the NFC for us for sure.
Yeah. To be honest, I would probably rather play Cincy or Buffalo even over the Niners are crazy good. The Chiefs maybe because I mean, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the league. Anytime you're going up against the Chiefs, you never know what's going to happen. But especially over Buffalo, I think I think we'd match up well with Buffalo. I would take the Niners. Like, I would not want to play the Niners actually over Buffalo. I'd rather play Buffalo if it came to like an AFC matchup. Like, if we can get past, we have to win this weekend. But if we get past this weekend, more than likely, we'll probably face San Francisco. That's going to be a very tough matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Buffalo was struggling with the Dolphins. I was pretty surprised. So
yeah, Cincinnati struggled a little bit with the Ravens there too. It was a crazy turnover swing on the 1 yard line. It was a 99-yard return fumble on the goal line all the way back, and that changed the whole momentum. Ravens could have won that game. So
yeah, that came down to Hail Mary too, man. Even with all that, remember the guy threw it up in the air, it got tipped, and it just went through the dude's hands. So the Ravens gonna set that game to overtime, which is crazy.
Yeah. To be honest, the only real lot, I mean, the Cowboys won handedly, right? I mean, that's what they should have did. I mean, Tampa Bay is just not a good team. There's the Tom Brady.
Nobody from the NFC South deserves to be in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It showed.
It was so bad.
The only reason I was 5-1 in my picks last week. The only loss I had was Dallas, but the reason I picked against Dallas is because they had to show me something. I'm like, to be honest, I don't like Dallas.
Steve, that's biased. Come on, you picked Tampa over Dallas.
Of course, yeah. We obviously don't want to see them win. But what is Dallas like? What realistically? What has Dallas shown us in the playoffs though? Every single year, we say it. They go into the wild card weekend, they lose. They have two? I think it's 4 wins since 1996. So I mean, Tony Romo had none. Dak had what, 1? Or no, Tony Romo had 1. I think he beat the Lions once, and that was when they went to go play Green Bay, and then it was the whole Des Bryant controversy with the catch and all that. But Tony Romo had 1 win, and then Dak had 1. What do the Cowboys show you every year? They show you even if they're a good team, they lose in the first round. So they had to show me something. I'm like, what? I'm not.
Yeah, that was their first road win since the Super Bowl, man, which was what, 95, 96?
Yeah, it's true. Because all the other ones were home wins. Yeah, the other 4 before that were home wins.
Yeah. I'm like, shit, man. Get out your dusty VHS tapes, man, if you want to watch the last Cowboy win. I'm like, I don't even know if I even have any VHS players laying around. We might be out of luck.
There's an interesting stat for the Birds coming into this week. It's not a huge sample size, realistically, but the Eagles and Lincoln Financial Field in the playoffs are 3-0. They've never lost at Lincoln Financial Field since this field. They're 3-0.
Wow.
Small sample size, but still, it's but I also think I heard a statistic.
You said in the second round? In the second round, or
no, just in general, out of home games. Because it was like
in the playoffs.
Yeah, because they might have. I think they had there was probably a lot of road games they've had in the playoffs, but I think
we lost to the Packers.
Yeah, we lost to the Packers.
Michael Vick threw a pick in the red zone.
I don't know. I saw that somewhere, so I didn't know.
Not only that, we also lost to the Saints when Nick Foles was here the first time around.
Yeah, we
went
lost
to the playoffs, and then we lost. To the
I don't know who. I heard that on sports radio, so I thought it was obviously I figured they probably know. I probably should have looked it up. But
probably your metric is off. Maybe the metric.
Yeah. They said 3, and they said small sample size. I'm like, well, yeah. Well, I mean, when you think about it, the Eagles have been in the playoffs a lot. I just the only reason I thought maybe.
You know what, maybe if I had to take a guess, maybe he meant the divisional games because both
they
were in the wild card. So if the
Yeah,
divisional game was here, I think that might make sense actually.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
could be. I mean, obviously, we're 1-0 good with the Falcons. A few years ago, we played in the divisional round here, we won. So could be. Yeah, because when we played the Saints, that was like wild card weekend. So that wasn't a divisional round. We
Same thing
lost.
with the Packers.
Yeah. So no, it could
And
be the
then,
divisional round.
yeah, possibly.
Yeah, it definitely could be. I also saw a stat that the Giants are 6-0 against the number 1 seed, dating back to like 02 or something like that in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
I
what
mean,
Eli.
They can get streaky,
That's
man.
what
I don't know
Eli.
what it is with the Giants, man. They can get very streaky.
yeah. I mean, records are meant to be broken though, because look, Tom Brady was 7-0 against Dallas. I mean, look, things happen. Records, things are meant to be broken. So we'll see. None of that. I mean, realistically, these are just like fun, like stats to poke at. But realistically, it's not neither here nor there. That has nothing to do with this team this year.
Right.
But as good as the Giants are playing right now, I just think we are. It's a good matchup for us, but it is a bad matchup for New York. I think with our defense, it's a bad matchup for them.
Yeah. So I was looking at the stats. We're at a 90% chance to win, based on the spread and betters and all that. So all odds are for us. Obviously, everybody's thinking the same thing. But like you said, we never know. And football is a sport where you can predict all these things, but things can change. So, but the matchup is strong, like you said. Like the matchups is just we're strong across the board.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I like the matchup too, and I think we're definitely favored to win. But I'll tell you this, man, the Giants are red hot. They are getting hot at the right time, man. I mean, they played very well against Minnesota last week. Granted, that Vikings defense is a joke, but the Giants actually played really well. So it's not like they're limping into the playoffs or whatnot, man. They're getting hot at the right time. And when we played them in that last game of the season, man, I mean, they had most of their backups, and we only won by 10 points. So you just never know what's going to happen on Saturday night, man. But the Eagles better come out to play because if they don't, the Giants will make them pay.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the key factor we gotta be aware of is Saquon Barkley. He's because if they have Daniel Jones throw the ball a lot, we have a great pass rush. Even though Daniel Jones has been playing excellent lately, we have a great pass rush that will pressure him, get him rattled, and then get him back to his usual old self of throwing picks and making mistakes. But if Saquon Barkley goes off, we may have a problem. So I think that's one of the key factors with that. And we weren't ranked the greatest in stopping the run. We were more better at pass rush.
You're
Yeah,
right.
well, Daniel Jones can run too, though. Don't forget. That's how he
That
beat the
is true.
Vikings last week. He had
That
I
is
think
true.
75 yards on the ground.
He can, but I think with Daniel Jones, what they'll do is they'll probably spy him. I think our defense can handle him running. I know he has had a good year actually running the football, surprisingly. But I agree with Rob there. Yeah, if Saquon can get going, it can be a problem because then it opens up the rest of the offense. So you got to always understand that if they get the run going, it opens up Daniel Jones being able to throw the ball too. They can RPO it, and you just don't know what's coming if they start running effectively. And you're actually right. Yeah, no, the Eagles against the run haven't been great. They haven't been terrible. They've been like something like middle of the pack, I think. But are in the secondary, we've actually been good, which is funny because dating back to the last few years or last like 10 years, the secondary was always what was trash for us, right? And it was always the run that we were able to stop. The year we won, I think we were number 1 against the run or something defensively. So it's interesting.
Very true.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. And another key thing is I don't think Saquon played like a ton of the snaps. The first time we blew the Giants out,
He was injured.
He was coming back from an injury. So that's a key thing to note. I think people just overlook and think, oh, we're gonna blow him out again. They got people back too. There were people in their secondary. I think a corner and a safety were injured, something like that when we played them that first time. So you got to think it was like their backup something in the secondary.
And Saquon at full health, man, he's a scary player, man. I went to college with him, so I've seen him play, man. He is amazing, man. He's a scary player. The injuries rattle his career a lot, but at full health, you get him going, he's going to be a
Man,
problem.
that Saquon from Penn State. Woo, I tell you, dude, that
Man,
New Lions team was so fun to watch.
dude, he's so good, man. Like one of the greatest running backs I've seen in college, man. Wow.
He's a
Yeah,
beast.
he was the best running back I have seen since Reggie Bush.
Yeah. Man, they were comparing him to Barry White.
I was like,
Like
damn.
crazy with his juke moves. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. If he can stay like injury free, man, he's a problem, man, for sure. He's a problem.
He can do everything. He can catch the ball, run it, power, speed, change direction.
Dude's legs are strong as hell, man. The dude is just a freaking animal, man. Like you see the way
Yeah.
the dude's built, man. I'm like, God damn, dude.
Did you see him drag the Viking player into the end zone?
One thing I will say, the Vikings defense, a lot of people didn't know this, but the point differential was crazy. I don't know how they had as many wins as they did, but the Vikings defense was either last or like second to last in the league. Like in total defense, their defense was like second or completely last in the NFL. Whereas our defense is, I think, we're either one or two. San Fran might be one. I forget. Like in terms of total defense, like San Fran probably beats us in some stats on D, and then we beat them. Like their front is ridiculous, but so is ours. I mean, 70 sacks on the year.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that is true.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see how Hurts plays, though.
yes.
I know he played against the Giants. He wasn't 100%. He's trying to get the win. So I'm interested to see how he really plays. Obviously, we know he may not get the MVP, but I really want him to show people out there like he was the true MVP this year. Like when he was out, our team offense suffered. So
I would like
I'm
this to
interested
be a
to see it.
statement game. Yeah, I'm curious to see, but I would like this to be a statement game where we remind everybody who we are. The thing is, I do have the feeling because it is division. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I think they might win by
I think so
10,
too.
maybe even 7. The line is 7.5. Maybe they win by a touchdown, 6. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be closer than people think.
Yeah.
A lot of people are comparing the rust factor. You saw how the Eagles looked. Actually, rewind back to the Super Bowl year. They didn't look good with Nick Foles in that last game against the Raiders. They looked terrible, and a lot of people picked I think across the board, the analysts had picked the Falcons to win that game, and you saw that was a very close game, and the Eagles actually could have lost that game. But after we got that one win under our belt, that's when we were confident going in against Minnesota. You see, I think the Eagles need to get that one playoff win with Jalen Hurts. We win this week, it'll be tough next week, even if it is Dallas, but because at that point Dallas will be rolling. So I don't expect Dallas to win, but if they did,
God damn, can you imagine that? An Eagles Cowboy NFC Championship game?
it'd be
Jesus
crazy.
Christ.
My
But I
Holy
think
shit.
yeah, that'd be
Dude.
crazy.
That's gonna be crazy.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Dude.
I
Who
was
the hell would have ever thought those two would meet in the NFC title game if that actually happened?
I don't know. Has that ever happened? Have they
I
ever?
don't think it's
so.
ever happened. Not in the
Never.
NFC Championship game. Maybe they may have met in the playoffs like early on, but that's
They've
like
met in the playoffs before for sure, but I don't know if they've ever met in the NFC Championship game.
no.
if only they can meet for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That I'm not gonna lie, that'd be fun as hell. The only thing I'd be worried about is if the Eagles do lose, Cowboys fans.
I was telling my bro, if we do meet the Cowboys in the NFC, there's gonna be a lot of fighting at the end of the game.
Oh shit! I'm like, they're gonna have to create 3 jail cells at Lincoln Financial Field, bro. I think one's gonna be enough.
If I had a son or daughter, I wouldn't have them anywhere near them, man.
Keep them away from there. Yeah, I'm like, nope, we're not going to the stadium.
Dude,
it's gonna be bad.
It would be super fun though, man. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be awesome, man. Dude, that whole week, all the trash talking that's gonna go on, if that does happen, say that happens this weekend. Like after Sunday night, all the trash talking that's gonna go on this whole week coming up, dude, lead into next Sunday because the games will both be on Sunday when it gets to the NFC Championship. So all the trash talking that's gonna happen if that happens, man, it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for that because that would be awesome.
Yeah, it would, man. And you know what? I like our chances against Dallas. Even with the hype, like they'll be hyped up at that point. Dak Prescott, I feel like will make mistakes when it comes down to it. He plays good for a couple games, and then you see what happens. He starts to make mistakes.
Yeah, Tampa made them look way too good.
I think that
Tampa
Dallas
look way too good, man.
Dallas is a better matchup for us. San Fran's tough, man.
Yeah, I don't want to play San Fran, man.
It's not a good matchup at all. It's just not. I've been saying that since like 2 months ago, seeing how they started playing well when they got Christian McCaffrey. It's not a good matchup for us. It just isn't.
McCaffrey changed that team. I knew it. Once he got traded to that team, I knew it. I was like, that team's gonna be a problem.
You want to know something funny though? Somebody compared, is this a Case Keenum Vikings 2.0? Somebody said that Vikings team was the number one defense that year, and they had Case Keenum like a backup in there. And you got a rookie in there now. They said could it be a thing where they get exposed in the NFC Championship game coming to the link? I'm like, I don't know, because the one thing I'll tell you, Kyle Shanahan is a better coach than Mike Zimmer was. Kyle Shanahan is a good coach. I don't think that it would be exactly like that because he's a good coach.
Yeah. That's true.
Kyle Shanahan was more offensive oriented too. That Vikings team was, even though the offense with Case Keenum was good, man, that team was mainly built around defense. They just got exposed when they came here.
That's a key thing too. If we play the Cowboys, I'm taking Nick Sirianni, Steichen, and Gannon over Mike McCarthy, and like that
Mike McCarthy,
Kellen Moore, and them. I'm taking our team. Dable is a good coach, so that's why I'm saying this game could be close because he is a good coach, like for the Giants. But then if you got to play Kyle Shanahan, that could be tough, man, because Kyle Shanahan could outcoach Sirianni. That's tough because he's been around, man, and he's been to the Super Bowl. So
Shanahan got that system. Just plug in a quarterback, it still works.
That's crazy, dude.
My goodness.
He's been there a couple of times, right? Because he went number one, he was in the NFC Championship game last year. He was there with the Falcons when he wasn't the head coach. I'll say that he was the offensive coordinator. When they went there. So he had been there as an offensive coordinator with the Falcons, obviously the huge choke job. And then when he was at the 49ers, when they played the Chiefs, he was the coach, right? I think he was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he was.
He's been to the Super Bowl quite a few times, man, so he knows.
Yeah, he's a good coach. You see what he's doing.
Yep. Oh. I think we're
what happened? We lost him?
I'm not sure. I don't know if his thing died, but
I know, man.
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my God, I thought you got attacked by the Cowboy fans, man. I thought they got you.
They turned the camera off.
They heard we were talking, man. They're like, all right, let's get these guys.
Yeah, shut them down.
Gotta cancel.
Call the Matrix.
Call the Matrix.
All right, Steve, it's been a good run, buddy. 2 years, man. It all has to come to an end.
Call the Matrix. It's coming into sports now too. If you don't side with the team that they want, which would be America's team, right? To be the Cowboys.
They're gonna cancel you.
Yeah. Dude, I posted a YouTube video with my picks on a shorts for the podcast channel, and everybody was hating on me for my Niners pick. Like that's the thing, like everybody was like for you for all the picks, but then like you could see the Cowboys fans. The most comments were Cowboys fans, like, "Oh, Cowboys!" Like it's funny, like there are a lot of Cowboys fans out there, man. Like you just see people comment in like, "Nah, the Cowboys winning, they gonna smoke the Niners." I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know about smoke, but shit, anything can happen. I don't
smoke on.
I'm like, if they think San Francisco's Tampa Bay, bro, they're the ones who are gonna get smoked. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, the line is interesting. I think it's 3.5. San Fran's got a 3.5 line, which it's going to be close. I do think it'll be a close game. I don't think San Fran's going to blow them out. But I think
it'd be a shame if that Dallas kicker somehow ruins it for them.
Dude.
5 missed extra points, man. I never thought I'd see it happen, bro. But it happened.
So many memes, yo.
Yeah, and Dak was like having a hissy fit on the sideline. Somebody said that. Did the kicker start having a hissy fit when Dak threw all them picks all year? For real. Like Dak was like, dude, they were winning big, and Dak was like screaming at the kicker, like, "F it, go for 2." Like, dude, like you're supposed to be able to support your teammate, man. This dude over there freaking like, "F it, go for 2." I'm like, that's what I was saying. Dak is like super cocky, man. When he starts playing well, you start to see how Dak starts to act and stuff. But like he don't want to talk like when he starts throwing picks and the media starts attacking him. He don't like it. Like
Then he humbles himself.
yeah, it's like, dude, I think he in his mind thinks he's a lot better than he
Then
is
he
because
is.
all the
Yeah.
money he makes, man. In his head, he thinks like I'm top tier, but like he's really not. Like he's middle of the
Yeah.
pack.
Overpaid bum.
I wouldn't
That's
call
what
him
he
a
is.
bum, but
I agree. Yeah, I wouldn't call him a bum. I think he's a serviceable. He's a decent quarterback. He's good.
Decent,
He's
yeah.
not elite though. Like
He's
he's
not
good.
elite.
He's good.
Nah, all the Philly fans in the city support me for that comment. I stand by
Yeah,
it.
in my heart, I support you.
You're damn straight.
Yeah, we
Dak was
support
having such an issue with his kicker, man. Maybe you could have gave him some Greek yogurt for all the commercials he does, man.
Man, Dak's gonna be serving up some nice apple turnovers, man, on during the game. Like he's gonna be
I
serving
can't
up some
wait.
nice turnovers against San Fran.
This is gonna be great. I
Yeah.
can't wait, man.
They both got great defenses, man, and I feel like Cowboys D is gonna really give it to Purdy, man. Purdy's not gonna ball out like he did on Seattle.
No. Seattle's defense is old, man. They got Bruce Irvin. A lot of them guys are old over there, man. Too slow.
Right. So, I don't know. Everybody got San Francisco winning, but it's gonna be a good matchup because Purdy's not gonna ball out unless that system is just elite. We'll see. We'll see.
One thing I'm going to tell you though, San Fran can run the ball effectively. Dallas ain't great against the run. They're not a great run defense. And the thing is, they got Christian McCaffrey. It's kind of like Barkley with us, man. If Christian McCaffrey can go off, Dallas is in trouble.
Yeah. It's
They need to
McCaffrey and Debo Samuels. It's like two
Yeah.
Swiss Army knives coming at you.
Debo's
crazy.
ridiculous, man. Debo's just
Crazy.
ridiculous. It's nuts. Like that. You can't. That guy coming across the middle, man. He's like, I seen one guy like 3 people hit him. He didn't go down. Like like he's fast. He's strong. Like that dude is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
We
a
got a
big
guy
fan of
on.
McCaffrey, man. Big fan of McCaffrey. He's really good, man.
Yeah.
John Lynch with the move of the year, man. I'm telling you, John.
Yeah, Marius, you said that was going to be a problem when they got him, and then look,
Yeah,
like
I
they
told
went
you,
on
man.
the streak when they
I
got him.
don't think they've lost since, man. They've been red hot.
Yeah, they've won like 12 straight.
Yeah,
It's
they haven't
crazy.
lost
with
him.
the third string quarterback too. So, insane.
Red hot. Who knows though, man? Because he's a rookie. He was picked like dead last, but like he could be better than Garoppolo. We don't know. You know, Tom Brady is a very, very rare case. But you saw how late Tom Brady went. People were saying that. Could he be the next Tom Brady? I'm like, I'm not ready. I am not ready to go there yet.
Yeah,
Let's see the next
too
Tom
early,
Brady.
man.
Like, come on.
Whoa.
It's his first year, dude. Like, wait till people have film on him next year. Then you'll see what he.
I'm not gonna lie. I could throw for 300 yards if I had McCaffrey, Kittle, and Debo.
And then you got your defense doing the job on the other end. The defense takes the ball away. They put you in positions to win. Put Brock Purdy on the Jets, or put him on the freaking Broncos, or like throw him on a real trash team, Texans.
Oh yeah, Texans, man.
See how they do. Yeah, it's crazy. The Texans actually aren't even getting the number 1 pick next year. Somebody else beat them.
Yeah,
out.
Lovie Smith screwed him. I love it, man. Lovie knew he was getting fired, so he screwed Houston out of that number 1 pick. He had to win the game on purpose. I was like, go Lovie.
It's crazy. The Eagles have that number 10 pick next year, which is for New Orleans. I was hoping it's going to go a little higher, but I mean, hey.
Yeah. Great record and a good pick.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it, man.
It's going to be interesting. I'm going to break down. I know we've been talking to Eagles. We can break down some of these games. I guess we'll start Saturday. Obviously, we got Jacksonville taking on Kansas City. Line is at right now it's 8.5. I think that's right. I honestly, some people were saying, I know I was talking to them, like, oh, it should be higher. I don't know. Jacksonville played with heart. I think that this game might be a little tiny bit closer than people think, maybe a 7-point game, but I think Kansas City should win this game. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
Yeah, I got Kansas City winning too, man. I think they got the experience and whatnot. Even though Jacksonville had a big win last week, which I don't know how they came back against the Chargers. Dougie P's the boss. I just think Andy Reid has the experience. He's got Patrick Mahomes, and they're playing at Arrowhead. So I got the Chiefs squeezing by 35-28.
Yeah, absolutely. The Chiefs, I got them 35-21.
Okay.
They're gonna give it to Trevor Lawrence. He's playing well. I gotta commend him, but That Chiefs is they number one for a reason. Patrick Mahomes is going to torch that Jacksonville defense.
Yeah, he's been there enough, right? He's been in the playoffs how many times now? He's seen it. He knows. And I just think Kansas City overall, Jacksonville, I think will play with heart, but I just think Kansas City's too talented. They're too talented.
Yeah. It's David versus Goliath there, right there.
Yeah, and I mean, I give all props to Jacksonville. Like Jacksonville was what the worst team in the league last year. Doug Peterson came in there. In my opinion, it's him and Dable up for Coach of the Year. It's crazy. He really did turn things around for them. And I even said that last week when I saw it was 27-0. I'm like, I don't know. The Chargers always find ways to choke. I'm like, and then I saw Jacksonville scored 7 before the end of the half. I'm like, that's only a 20-point game, man. You never know. And then look what happens. I didn't know if they were going to come back, but I just like
that was a crazy game. Lawrence threw 4 picks in the first half. Just like, my goodness,
that's actually wild. I never even saw the first half. I just saw the score, and I didn't get to see it until Jacksonville scored their first touchdown, and I was like, oh, okay. So like, if you had told me he threw 4 interceptions and that was the score, I'd be like, oh, no way they're coming back. Like I didn't even know until after the game that he threw 4 picks. I was like, what?
That's on the Chargers, though. You can't lose a game if you have 4 turnovers in your favor. Like, come on, man.
You got to fire. You got to fire the coach. Staley's got to be gone, man.
That's ridiculous. You can't.
I was telling Steve. I was telling. Remember when we went out for coffee last week, bro? I was telling you, man. The Chargers coach. He did the same BS when they played the Steelers last year. I'm sorry, no. He did the same BS when they played the Raiders to get to the playoffs. Remember, the Raiders were gonna let it go to a tie. And that idiot called the timeout, and then Oakland ended up winning the game. I was like, bro, all you got to do is just let the clock run out. You both would have been in the playoffs. He's like, no, I'm going to call timeout. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, man. Have fun at that San Diego sun, bro, because you ain't going to be seeing the playoffs.
Enjoy the beach.
They said he has like he's like one of them young coaches that has like that smartest guy in the room mentality. I was just listening to something on a podcast. Somebody was saying that apparently this front office has his back too, man. Like they're defending him like he's going to stay there next year. In my opinion, I know it's only year 2, but he did 2 crazy things. Like you said with the thing with the Raiders last year, and then this year, he's got to go. He's got to go, dude. How can you rally around a guy like that if you're a player?
Well, it's pretty obvious the office wants to see a hat trick, so let him go for it.
I can't rally around a guy like that, man. Like it's I'd be, in Philly, he would have never, like, that would never happen. LA is not a big fan base. If I was in Philly, he'd absolutely be gone.
Oh, you get roasted. Oh,
he would have been gone the next day. Like, they would have made an announcement that they released him. He's gone.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, man.
Also, shout out to Dougie P for turning over that franchise. He makes Trevor Lawrence look good, man. 4,000 yards this year, 25 touchdowns. Everybody thought he was going to be a bust.
The one thing about Doug Peterson is people forget he was a quarterback, man. So he works very well with quarterbacks. And you see, like, when you have a coach like that, you can see what he can do, man. Like, it's absolutely insane. So, I mean, I'll be pulling for Jacksonville. Don't get me wrong, but I just think Kansas City's a little bit too talented. Jacksonville, I think, is going to have a good season next year. They have a lot of optimism for the future. But I think Kansas City, obviously, is very, very talented. So it's going to be tough. So I'm picking KC.
Yeah, man. I hope Urban Meyer's watching somewhere, man.
We talked about the Giants and the Eagles, so I'll come back to that one at the end, even though that's the next game. I'll go to the Sunday game. One of the games we haven't really talked about. It's the Bengals versus the Bills is going to be the first matchup. Some of the injuries, but these aren't really injuries. These are just questionable things. They said the Bengals had an offensive guard. He has an ankle, but he's likely to play. Cornerback Trey Flowers had a hamstring. Jonah Williams had a knee injury, but they just didn't practice, but they still might be likely to play. There's not a ton of injuries here that are really questionable. So, at the strength that they're at, who you guys have? I think this is going to be a super close matchup. Bengals, Bills. I don't know. This is going to be a tough one for me. The line is actually 5.5 in favor of the Bills. I think that's a little high. I really do. I think that's a little high. I think it should be more like maybe it'll go down. Who knows? But maybe down to 3.5 or 3. It's a little high for me. I I might ride with the Bills because I think they are going to rally because, obviously the whole thing with DeMar Hamlin, I think they were in a very close matchup last week, probably an eye-opener for them. They probably took the Dolphins a little light. So I think that the Bills, especially with the home field advantage, I think that they're going to win this game just because – but it is close, man. I don't know, man. Joe Burrow is like – I don't know. I'm going to ride with the Bills on this one, but I think it's going to be very close. I think it might come down to like a last-minute field goal.
Honestly, I think this matchup is the strongest matchup out of all the matches because these teams are more closely aligned in terms of strength and prestige. The Bengals are really good with Joe Burrow, MVP caliber quarterback, and then we got Josh Allen, not quite as high in the MVP race, but playing really well, and their defense as well. So I don't know. This is one of the strongest matchups that I will say. Compared to the other matchups where I would say the spread is a little more. So I don't know why they got the spread 5.5.
It's high.
I don't know. It's tough. I don't know. Personally, Steve, I think I'm going to go with the Bengals, man.
Joe Burrow. I don't fault you for it.
Yeah. Joe Burrow, he's playing amazing. He's a great quarterback. They got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Joe Mixon. I think the offensive firepower is just strong enough to overcome that defense. And the Bills, they didn't look too great on defense against the Dolphins, third-string quarterback.
Nope.
So I know the Bills always had a great D. I'm not sure exactly where they're ranked, but I don't know. If the Dolphins expose them a bit, I know the Bengals are going to take that tape, and then Joe Burrow is going to eat that up a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see. So I'm going to go with the Bengals on this one.
Yeah, I really don't blame you, man. This is going to be one of the ones that I'm going to kind of go back and forth on up until probably game time when I make my decision on this one because it very well could be the Bengals. I would not be shocked if the Bengals win. The only reason I even give an edge is probably Buffalo because of the home field advantage. But that's why I think the line should be like 3, which you always give 3 to the home team because of the home field. Because I think this matchup is so neck and neck. Marius, what are your thoughts here?
Well, I mean, since the teams are so even, I'm just gonna have to go and say that the match is gonna end in a draw, and just leave it at that. A draw, and that way it's spares. I mean, Joe Burrow and Josh Allen will both go into the to the AFC Championship game, and it's great. I think I'll go with Buffalo just because of that home field advantage, and of course they're going to be rooting for Hamlin and stuff like that. They're going to have that external motivation to try to power them through to the AFC title game. It's going to be very, very close though. That line actually does surprise me a little bit as well. I actually agree with Steve. It should be 3 points. Don't know why they have it at 5.5. Maybe it might go down near game time to 3. Who knows? But I got the Bills winning 30-27.
Okay. Yeah, very close game. I like it. I know Kansas City is probably rooting for Cincy to win because they want the home field advantage. Remember, if Buffalo wins, it goes to a neutral site down in Atlanta. That the AFC Championship will be in Atlanta if Buffalo wins because of that game. Yeah, because of that game that got canceled between the Bengals and the Bills. So Kansas City is definitely probably rooting for Cincinnati just for that home field advantage so they can have it at Arrowhead. If not, I don't know. I think it's a weird location, to be honest. I was just talking to somebody about this. Both teams play on grass. They're put in the game in Atlanta in a dome. Both teams are not dome teams, and I think it's turf as well. So it's weird. Why not just put it in a warm spot with grass? To me, it's weird. It's a weird location.
I think they should have put it at Lambeau Field, man. Both teams play outdoors. Both teams play in very cold weather. Shit, why not have an AFC Championship game up at Lambeau Field, man? How amazing would that be?
True. Packers probably said, "Hell no, we ain't in. You ain't playing."
Well, they're in the NFC, man. I don't think Green Bay will care.
They actually moved the Dallas line up from 3.5 to 4 now, so I think they're starting to get a little bit more confident in the Niners. They moved it up a half point. So then, obviously, we have the other game we talked about. Sunday. This is a Sunday night game. Dallas versus San Fran. Like I said, 4-point line. Injuries. Jason Peters didn't practice with a hip injury, but he's still likely questionable for a game. Safety Javon Curse had a knee injury, questionable for the game. DeMarcus Lawrence, foot. They were limited participants in practice. They didn't they're not they have. Yeah, the Niners don't have anybody that's really big that I'm seeing on here. So they have some small time people, but I think we already kind of talked about this one. But I think the Niners are going to win this game. I think it will be close, relatively close, probably within 7 points. But I think the Niners will pull it out.
I agree. It looks like ESPN has Dallas winning by a spread of 7%.
Wow.
So they got Dallas at 53.2 and San Fran at 46.8. So about 7%. So I don't really agree with that. I got 49ers winning. I agree with you, Steve. Dallas is going to find a way to choke. Kyle's system is going to overcome that Dallas defense, and then San Francisco's defense is going to stipend Dak. So I got San Francisco winning. It's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be a close game, but I got San Fran 28-21.
Okay. Yeah, I like that score. 7 points. That's probably what I would pick around too. Relatively low score. It's not super high scoring. It's not super low. I think that's a good score prediction. What do you think, Marius? 49ers?
Well, the Cowboy fans already took over the Locked In podcast. I see with Rob's picture earlier. Now they're taking over ESPN. So I think the Niners are going to blow them out, man. I got the Niners winning 59-10.
That's all Eagles fans believe in their heart.
It's gonna be a final score 70-0.
Yeah, there we go. That's even better. Shit.
10 touchdowns, no points for Dallas.
Yeah, at least I gave the Cowboys 10 points, but you had them 70-0. So
Dak throws 9 picks, 5 over pick sixes to the house.
Yo, every Eagle fan is gonna screenshot that scoreboard and send it to every Cowboys fan when they talk smack.
I'd say y'all can't talk for at least another 5 years. Y'all are done for at least another 5 years. I don't want to hear a peep. Go back in the basement. Go back in your hole. Get out of here.
They say one word, send them the screenshot. They say another word, send them the screenshot.
Literally. That's you got nothing to say. It was like when the Falcons choked to the Patriots. Everybody will put up 28-30. They just screenshot it to. Dude, I went to when I went to that Eagles Falcons game. Somebody had that. It was the dude who was actually there wasn't even an Eagles fan. He was a Patriots fan. He had his Patriots jersey on just to troll the Falcons. He had a scoreboard up and it said.
That's so disrespectful.
And I was like, as long as you're on the Eagles side, you're all right with us. I thought that was funny.
Nah, it's gonna be a close game. Like I said, Dallas actually has momentum too as well. They beat Tampa last week, so they're all going to be riding high and dry. But I got the Niners winning 27-20.
It's better for us for it to be a close game too if we win. You know what I mean? You want to see these teams beat the crap out of each other. You don't want to see a blowout. Even though we don't like Dallas, I want to see these teams beat the crap out of each other. That way, if we do go to the NFC Championship, they have. Plus, also, either of these teams who will play us, if we do go, will be on shorter rest than us, too. You got to think about that. We get that whole day and a half. Or not day and a half, full day, because we play at night. We get that full 24-hour difference because we're playing on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So
we get to be home, too, so we don't got to travel. So we'll have home field advantage as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And they're on the West Coast in San Fran. That's a whole trip over here. They got to come all the way over here.
Yep.
For that game. So that's going to be interesting. I'm picking San Fran, and obviously, with the Eagles and the Giants, I'm picking the Eagles, obviously. But realistically, I just think it's a bad matchup for New York. We have a good defense. I think Saquon. I do agree that I think it depends. I think Saquon will get his yards, but it depends on how effective he is. If he's just killing us, at least 5 yards a carry, it's gonna be tough. Because if they can run the football, it opens up everything else. And it depends. I think that defensive front up there, that defense that they have, what is it, Dexter Lawrence and them, that's tough. They're going to be tough on Hurts. They're going to blitz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did they say anything about Lane Johnson as of yet, or like is he actually going to play, or is they going to limit his snaps?
Yeah, he's gonna play, man. This is my buddy John, and he said, "Better for us now. I want to see Dallas crying all the way home to Texas. They have beautiful weather. They should be enjoying the nice weather instead of worrying
Yeah,
about."
see, I told you somebody liked my 59-10 prediction. I told you.
Nah, yeah, no, I don't know. Like, yeah, no. So that's like bittersweet for us because if we play Dallas, I think we match up better. But at the same time, you want to kind of just see Dallas go on. Like, I don't want them to say, "Well, at least we won to the NFC Championship."
Man, you got blown out, so congratulations.
But at the same time, it would be absolutely crazy for this city if it's Eagles Dallas. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie.
I
Like,
don't think they should have no Cowboy fans in that stadium, man. They're gonna like wherever the Cowboy section is gonna be, they better have like security out the ass for it.
Yeah,
Because those fists are gonna start flying.
yeah.
That jail with the link is gonna be full down below.
They're gonna have to build 3 jails. I don't think one's gonna be enough.
Eagles fan, keep it cordial as this happens, please. But if we lose, all bets are off.
I'm trying to see if they ever faced each other in the NFC Championship.
If I had to take a guess, I don't think so. If I had to take an honest guess.
Nah, we never played them in the NFC Championship.
I don't think
so.
At
least not in my lifetime. Not in my lifetime. I don't know about that.
Definitely not my lifetime either.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. They might have. Interesting. I just want to get the facts for that one. Let's see.
I'd be shy. I'd be surprised to hear this. I really thought they never did meet in the NFC title game.
1981. 1981.
Yeah.
Eagles. The Eagles. Beat them.
Wait, was that the year that they went to the Super Bowl against the Raiders, or was that the previous year?
Where did Eagles? I'm trying to see. No, let's see. Yeah, no, you know what? I think it was 81, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I just want to make sure it's right. Yeah, 1981. January 25th, 1981. So,
right. I remember that was the game that we went to the Super Bowl to play the Raiders, right?
Yeah, so we played Dallas in the NFC Championship that year.
Oh, wow. Holy shit. That looks like I stand corrected. I really thought they never did.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think the Raiders have won a Super Bowl since.
Yeah, I don't
think they had a chance against the Buccaneers, but they lost.
Yeah, they got blown out. John Gruden came back to bite him in the ass.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. So, well,
they were stupid. They never changed the playbook, bro. John Gruden knew all their playbook. Defense had a field day.
Yeah, so we played them one time 42 years ago. But I feel like that rivalry has grown a lot stronger in the last 42 years because you figure there's a lot of old school fans that actually hate the Giants more than the Cowboys, which is crazy. Our generation is definitely the Cowboys. Like it's not even close.
Yeah, our beef with the Giants ain't that close with the Cowboys.
I was actually rooting for the Giants against the Patriots, man. I was rooting for Eli. Like it's
same, bro. Same.
I was too.
Bro, when they played the Patriots that one year when the Patriots were undefeated, I was the biggest New York fan in Philly, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I did not want to see Tom Brady go undefeated.
But man, had it ever been Romo against Brady, I voted for Brady. I would have voted for Brady. I would have never voted for Dallas.
Yeah, Brady. Yeah. Anything Dallas, please.
Nah, man.
The only time I can ever vote for Dallas in a game during the season if it's going to benefit us in the standings or something. You know what I mean? Like if they had to beat a team that we were going to get the number one seed, that'd be like the only time I would ever vote for Dallas. Other than that, like I could never vote for them for anything. Like, why would I? If it doesn't benefit us.
Yeah, they're obnoxious fans. I'm like, man, you'll never hear the end of it.
We don't need another We Are America's team from Dallas. They're too much. Their ego's out of control. Yeah, like you saw, they won a playoff game last week, and you see what happens. Speaking of Buccaneers, their stadium is gorgeous.
I do like their pirate ship. That is so cool.
Yeah, it is nice. It is something nice.
Yeah, I've never been. I think the link is actually pretty nice, man. It's not bad. I mean, the fans are crazy, but the stadium's actually not a bad stadium.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's
nice.
all right. It's all right. It's not bad. It's a loud stadium, but someone I know had just gone to Seattle's stadium for a game during the season. They said it was the loudest stadium they ever been in down in Seattle or up there in Seattle.
The 12 man.
Wow.
I heard Arrowhead's loud.
Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to the Ravens Stadium. Their chant is similar to us, but it's whack.
Yes.
They don't compare. Like they do the same letters. They're like RAVENS Ravens. It's like what? Get out of here.
Dallas. I mean, the only sound you really got to hear for their sound is like just the sound of choking. Because I mean, that's what Dallas does every single time.
That's the sound Skip Bayless is gonna make when he wakes up Monday morning, bro. To the Bay Shannon Sharp.
He was so hype. Like the next day, he's like, "How about them Cowboys?" Like,
Oh,
going
shit.
nuts and stuff. I was like,
Oh.
"Whoa, what is
Lord.
going on?" He's like, "How about them Cowboys?" He's like, "We beat TB12," and they're like, "Dude, they're not that good of a team. Like, that's congrats, like y'all one-handedly, but like they're not that good of a team."
Dude, I remember that one year, man, when they lost the playoff game and Skip Bayless came in like the next day and he had sunglasses on because he didn't want people to see his face and stuff. I was like, what the hell?
He said Tampa is nicer, I guess, stadium-wise. It makes me jealous. It's like the Boston Bruins have made a stadium where everyone flies. I've never been to Boston, so I've never seen the
The
stadium.
Bruins Stadium is nice. I haven't been in there. I was outside of it. Man, it's like spread across the highway. It's really
Oh
nice.
yeah.
Wait, is that the TD Garden or?
No, it's near the TD. It's near the TD Garden. It's in Boston. It's near the TD Garden.
So they have a separate stadium for hockey and for
Okay.
basketball.
I thought they shared a stadium with the Celtics.
I'm not sure because I was driving on the side and it was like a big B, but the stadium was. I don't know. It may be the TD Garden. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe it is because I'll tell you what, Boston Celtics have a nice stadium too, man. The TD Garden with the parquet floor is nice.
Yeah, that's what makes me think I think they both play in the same stadium.
No, I'm gonna let me see.
Yeah, I think it is the TD Garden.
Yeah, it's in the TD Garden.
TD Garden. Yep, I just saw it. Yeah, TD Garden. So yeah,
it's nice.
It is a nice stadium. Every time the Sixers play there, like you could tell, it's like a nice stadium up there. I mean, they got Fenway Park too, which is old, but that's a nice stadium too for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. My buddy John used to actually live up there. He said I used to live in New England. I think they share. Yeah, obviously, the Patriots, they play in Foxborough. They play. It's a little different.
Yeah.
But out there in the New England Patriots, but that's Boston's team. Obviously, is New England. I think they share. Yeah, they share the TD Garden, so that's a nice stadium. Wells Fargo Center. I mean, yeah, the Wells Fargo Center is nothing special. It's just
it's
the average stadium. It's nothing crazy. Citizens Bank Park's nice for the Phillies. That's a nice stadium.
Yeah, for sure.
I do miss the Vet though. There was just something special. Even though the Vet was dirty, there was just something special about it.
the dirtiness of the Vet.
Yeah, but I'm like, but the atmosphere though was incredible, man. Like when the Eagles played there, man, like you could just feel like how, like I thought the Vet was more loud than like a Financial Field. Just me personally.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely for sure. I guess Rich ain't coming on. I just thought of that. I'm like, Rich didn't come on here.
Yeah, the Cowboy fans got him, bro. That was a sign right there earlier, man. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna text him. I'm like, hey, Cowboys fan got you, man.
Yeah, you all right over there, man? Yo, just blink twice, man. If the Cowboys fan got you, bro. Dude, I'm excited to catch this game on Saturday.
Yeah, Rob, you got your doors locked, right? Just in case, man.
Yeah, man. Just in case.
He said Buffalo chokes more than the Cowboys. The team spirit is all inspiring. So, I mean, in recent years, I'd say it's been more Dallas, but obviously over the history, definitely Buffalo. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls and lost. Like, that's embarrassing as hell. But I think with Josh Allen, they'll get one. Eventually, even if it's like not this year, like they'll get one. I actually I hate to say that. Obviously, I want the Eagles always to win, but if I had to lose to any opponent, I wouldn't mind like going to the Super Bowl against Buffalo, and then like if you lose to them, like they never won a Super Bowl, so it's like okay, like and they won one like with DeMar Hamlin out. Like I would love to see an Eagles Bills Super Bowl. That would be great.
That would be great.
I would love to see that.
If I had to pick one team we could lose to, I would pick Jacksonville. I'd be happy for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Of course.
Dougie P.
In an ideal world,
Yeah,
if Jacksonville gets all the way to the Super Bowl, that would be insane.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, Dougie P. Coach of the Year. If that happens, man, I'm telling you.
It's not even a question if that happens.
But if Jacksonville makes it all the way to the Super Bowl, if we lose to Jacksonville, I'm gonna have a problem.
I'd be mad then. I'd be like, come on,
problem, right?
If
So I'd rather lose to Buffalo. No, I don't want Mahomes to win another one. I
me either, man. I get tired of the freaking Chiefs. It is going to be tough for any of those teams to get even the Bengals or the Bills. I do think the Chiefs are going to win, so I think it will be difficult to get past Kansas City. But if Buffalo does play on that neutral site, could come into effect. Because Kansas City gets loud up there in Arrowhead, and like not having that home field advantage could be big.
Oh, who knows? Joe Burrow may come back to the Super Bowl with a vengeance.
That's true. You saw he went into Arrowhead last year. Won. So I'm like, yeah,
he may come back with a vengeance.
That dude, what is it, Joe Smooth?
Joe Cigar.
I like that.
With the sunglasses, Kevin McAllister from Home Alone, like Macaulay Culkin, like they say, looks like Macaulay Culkin.
He does
from Home Alone, like Joe Smooth. I want to see how Hurts looks. I think that's going to be the biggest one. I want to see how it looks. I think the Giants are going to bring a lot of pressure against them, but I think they ran him very conservative in Week 18 when we played them. I think they just wanted to get the bye. You saw when he was running, he'd go down after 2 yards or something. He would just slide. Like we know that's not how Jalen Hurts is. So they played him very conservatively. I'm curious to see with like no restrictions on him, let him go do his thing and to see how he plays.
Yeah, Week 18 was not the real Jalen Hurts. So he's gonna go off. He's gonna let the training wheels off this match. So we'll see how he plays.
I think if the Giants are able to score a decent amount of points early, it could be problemsome for us. I think, or if they can keep it close, I think it benefits the Giants. If we could score early and rack up points early, I think it could be tough for the Giants.
Yeah, so our corners against those receivers, like they got Slayton. What's the other dude? Galloway.
Galladay. Nobody's special.
Nobody's special. Our corner's gonna take them out the game. Like I said, Saquon Barkley is the ice factor. So we got keep him in check.
It's crazy. The Giants really don't have like any household name receivers. Like it's Barkley, and then Jones was doing it with his feet, with his legs.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern, man. If we don't keep Jones in that pocket, man, he can really beat you with his legs, which is crazy because he doesn't look like he's a mobile quarterback either.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You think he's like a pocket passer, but man, I was telling Steve, I'm like, yo, he'd be running like Michael Vick. I'm like, what the hell?
That's one thing I think they will keep him in check because now that he just did do that last week, he had that big game. I think the Eagles got all that film on him now.
Yo, you don't even care, man. He be running over defenders either, bro. He ain't even looking to slide, bro. He's just looking to go right through you.
The good thing is we haven't had good linebackers in the past few years, but now actually with TJ Edwards, the way he's playing and stuff like that, I think we'll be able to take Jones. I think it is going to come down to Barkley. He's going to be the X factor, man. If he can break free and like have big runs, man, it could be a long night.
Mm-hmm.
If they get Barkley going, that's going to be problematic because then they're going to get that play action and then they're going to get the passing game going. And that's going to help out Jones. So it all comes out to Barkley. So if we keep him in check, I think we'll win.
We got to remember who we got too, though. We got to remember we got AJ Brown, and that's somebody we did not have last year in the playoffs. We had Devontae Smith, we had Goddard, we did not have an AJ Brown last year. That dude is an absolute stud, and that's something that people obviously don't talk about enough because obviously it's all reliant on Jalen Hurts right now, right, with the shoulder. But I'm telling you, AJ Brown's an X factor, man. And
kudos to Howie for making that move possible, man. He opened the doors for Jalen Hurts to be what he can be, man.
He's our next T.O., man. Our replacement Terrell Owens.
He's built just like him too, man. Exactly. Like he's not as shredded, but he's a big guy, man. He's a big receiver.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be interesting, man. I'm interested to see, guys.
What's the final predictions for the Eagles Giants? I got the Eagles winning 24-17.
That's a good prediction. I think it's going to be a little bit higher scoring. I'll go 7 points still. I'll go 31-24. 31-24.
Okay. I got a little more. I got 28-17.
Okay.
I got the defense stifling Barkley and got Jones running around getting sacked.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. But I think the Eagles should win. I think they might be a little rusty to begin, but I think they'll be able to win this game. I could see it be anywhere between a 7 to 14 point win. I hope it's not down to like 3 points or something like that, man. I really hope not. But we'll see what happens. I'll be catching the game
because if it's down to 3 points, the pressure is going to be on us, not on them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be catching the game with you guys.
It's gonna be
Bro, if you think I'm waiting 3 hours of chickens and Pete's for a table,
well, or Xfinity or the game though.
I'm like, yeah.
Just kidding.
You'll see me at the Delaware River. That's where I belong.
He's gonna be out on a boat on the river.
There you go, man. So like just say a hi to me before you go down South Philly.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. If they play Dallas on the NFC Championship, man, I might have to see what tickets are like for that game. It's gonna be
bro. Damn. Bro, the cheapest ticket, if I had to guess, would probably be at least over 500, maybe even more.
Yeah.
Oh my god, for that.
That'd probably be too much, realistically. Too much to draw. I don't know though, but I would hate to be in there though if they lose. Like, the fans are gonna get mean as hell, man.
And the Cowboys fans gonna start taunting. Oh.
Yeah. Good luck with that, man.
I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. It's gonna be interesting. We'll see what happens. I don't really have anything else. I think we covered the injury report, covered predictions, covered the Eagles, Cowboys. I'm just excited to see what happens. I've been posting like YouTube shorts every week for my predictions. So as long as the Eagles keep winning, I'm just gonna keep posting them on like shorts to pick my picks for the week.
Great, man. I can't wait to see how that 59-10 short is gonna look like, bro. I'm looking forward to it.
That's 70-0. You know what I mean? 9 picks for Dak, 5 pick sixes. No fun.
There we go. Shit,
That's funny.
Man, well, all I can say is, good luck to everybody's teams out there, but, go Birds. I think I'm confident. I really am with this team. I think this is a good matchup for us. I think that the Giants will keep it close, but I'm confident. I think that we'll win the game.
Yeah, I'm happy that playoff football is coming back to Philly, man.
Yeah.
Let's get it, because last year we were on the road, so it's good to finally have a playoff game back again at Lincoln Financial Field, and, man, let's get it, man. Let's have a run fest on Saturday night, man. I can't wait.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. I'm excited. Super Bowl or bust this year. Way more excited than last year. Last year we were like, but this year I feel like we got the firepower to win it all. Man, I'm excited. And the city's going to go crazy on Saturday. So let's get it.
Let's get it, guys. Go Birds. With that being said, I'll wrap up here, but I just want to thank you guys for coming back on as always. These sports episodes are always great, the football ones, but we'll see what happens, man. Maybe I'll do like a maybe not a whole podcast, maybe like a little live show on Instagram or something if the Eagles win next week, to talk about it. But we'll see what happens, man. I'm excited to see the game with you guys, but go Birds.
Yeah, yo, Rob, let's get the car ready, man. I think we might need to check in on Rich just in case. I'm a little concerned. We just passed the hour mark, and I haven't heard anything back from him, man. So just, FYI.
I've been texting like, where you at, man? I'm in Texas, Dallas.
Yeah. Yo, they got me, man. They got me, man. They got me.
Yo, y'all gonna pay my bill?
He's out in Santa Clara and San Fran. They got him in the Cowboys. They kidnapped him.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Go Birds, guys. I'll see you guys this weekend. But to everybody else out there, have a great weekend. Go Birds. We'll see what happens next week. But hopefully we're looking at an NFC Championship date. The Birds with whoever, Dallas or San Fran next week. We'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. Go Birds.
All right, guys.
Man, thank you so much for having me on, man. I really appreciate it, man. Go Birds, and let's get it.
Yeah, absolutely, fellas. Happy New Year. Thank you for coming on, and go Birds.
We out.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Good night, man. Go Eagles.
Let's go.